They tied the knot. Now you're gonna tie one on.
All guy codes are off during a wedding. You can cry, you can say it's beautiful.
1 to 2 tears maximum. That's it.
Just as long as you're doing all these things to get laid.
This wedding is so romantic. I wish I had a man.
Hi there, let's get naked.
Women are the most vulnerable that they'll ever be at a wedding.
There is a level of thirst that women have I think is unparalleled.
One wedding is like 4 rom-coms and 3 YouTube videos of puppies playing with babies. It is overwhelming for a girl to see.
It makes for the prime opportunity for a guy to like swoop in on a woman's vulnerability. Vulture.
Find out who the single bridesmaids are. Because they're the ones, they're the horniest. They're the ones who most likely want to experience what the bride is experiencing. They've been around her crap all weekend. Girls are way more willing to hook up at a wedding, okay? How do I know this? Because I had a threesome at a wedding. That means that 2 girls were so horny and so willing to hook up that they agreed to share me.
When you're single at a wedding, you're having fun. When you're in a relationship at a wedding, you're under the gun.
Be prepared for the attack of all the zombie chicks that want to know why you haven't been married yet. What are you waiting for? What? I mean, if you love her, I'm just saying, she's cute enough, but you want to make her an honest. Look, man, I just wanted to bring him a blender and keep it moving.
Going to a wedding with a date and without a date is very different. If you go without a date, you pass out drunk in a field and nobody finds you for hours. You go with a date, you pass out drunk in a field, but somebody is looking for you.
You have to dance at weddings. You have to, you know? It's a law, right?
Now, if you're horrible at dancing, what you do is you pick a girl that's way older, a grandma, or a young girl, and you dance with them.
If you're dancing with like the niece or little 4-year-old flower girl, you will score so many points. You could have any single chick in there.
The wedding speech for the best man is basically the equivalent to being on tour with Jay-Z. And he says, yo, I'm about to go backstage for a second, but I got my man, he gonna rock with y'all.
That's your time to shine. If you say all the right things, you're gonna have every woman's eye on you.
Especially if he's funny and makes everybody laugh and smile and cry. That's a big turn on.
Make sure you haven't had too many drinks first, because some people are like, yo, she is sexy and she is hot and bit.
2 to 3 funny anecdotes, 1 heartwarming thing, done in under 4 minutes. Everyone will love you.
When you're young, you think, shoot, I showed up at the wedding, I'm in the wedding, I don't gotta actually get a gift too. That's double dipping. But look, man, you gotta give something.
Now, if you flew or the wedding's in the middle of Butthole, Pennsylvania, you gotta come from an actual city like New York or something like that, then fine. You're paying money to travel, whatever. Take that out of the gift and still get them a little something.
If you need to, go on the registry and get something that's within your budget. Don't kill your budget.
Nobody want that food processor. They don't want no damn Snuggie. They want envelopes. They want envelopes that you can squeeze.
For my wedding, all I want you to do is not whisper under your breath how it's not gonna work out. That's my registry. Don't be a at my wedding.
The best thing about going to a wedding? 2 words, open bar. Tip generously and drink like your liver's on fire.
If you don't have an open bar, you're cheap and you need to cut it out.
That is straight up guy code. Your friends didn't want to come to begin with. Some of them may not agree with you getting married, so the least you can do, since this is probably the last time you're gonna talk to them for a long time, is give them some free liquor.
There's a certain place in hell where only the worst of the worst offenders go. The people who've committed murders, genocide, had cash bars at their wedding. If I roll up to your wedding and you have a cash bar, watch me pay for that bar with the money that was in the check for you.
Alright, somebodies, with weddings, this encompasses everyone, okay? The person that's getting married, all the people that are attending, right? So, if you're getting married, alright, all the attention's on you, and primarily all the attention's on the woman, right? This is her dream wedding. For us, like we mentioned before, just tell us what time to be there, and we will hopefully be there, okay? But we're talking about everybody else. Now, I've attended 2 weddings for Jay up there. He'll say just 1, but he'll explain that to you. I was the MC, one of them, so I was the one taking control of everything, and who better than the narcissist here, right? But one thing that I think John Gabriel said is when you give a speech, I think I gave a speech. I don't remember, but I think Jay also recorded it, so he may remember more. I'm pretty sure I was funny, maybe gave 2, maybe 3 anecdotes, and then gave something heartwarming. So that's correct on that with the speeches, all right? Now, with everything else, with hooking up at the wedding, I get that, all right? Now, again, I brought my wife, so that wasn't happening, obviously. But with everybody else, hey, open game, right? You're looking around, you're checking to see, and yes, with the bridesmaids and the groom, if you're friends with one of them, get intel, all right? Talk to them, see what their position is like. And I kind of do believe with the bridesmaids that bridesmaids get a little more teary-eyed, they get more sentimental because they want to be the bride one day if they're still single. So I think you can kind of get yourself in there, you sweet talk them a little bit, let them know, hey, that should have been you up there, and maybe it can be like, hey, maybe you give me your number, maybe we can do something. I think that's completely true. Now, with the cash bar, Jay and I can't speak on that because we're not drinkers, so we didn't have that. So don't hate on us, all right? We're not drinkers, for all of you that you are, hey, more power to you, but we're just not. So I don't think that's going to fall in line with actual murder and all these kind of crimes that they were putting on. Now, with the whole dancing thing, absolutely correct, because I don't dance. I don't know if Jay's got a move or two, but I don't. So if I go out there, I would probably get a little girl to dance with, because I've known this for the longest time. You do that, and women do see that. They see that moment like, oh, you're so nice, you're a great person, you love kids, like it works in your favor, okay? Preferably do like to be around kids, but if you don't, if you're just going to use them like a puppy, hey, it's only a one-time thing. But with the with the registry, I think my wife chose something on Jay's registry. I don't know if it was once or twice, because again, he may have had 2 weddings, but I don't remember giving him money. But I do remember vaguely, I think my wife chose something. I don't know what we gave you, Jay. I don't even know if you still have it. That was so long ago. But yeah, people that are getting married, do they prefer money? Me, yes, but my wedding was even smaller. So small that I think it was only like 20 people that showed up, and Jay and his wife was one of them. And we didn't ask for gifts at all. I don't even think we received much. And if we did, then I would have to ask my wife about that, because I don't remember that at all. I just remember we got married, and then we went to In-N-Out afterwards. And then I think like a month more later or 2, we had a delayed, I forgot what it's called, where you go afterwards. I'm sure Jay knows the name. And we had a buffet. So that was nice, is having the people there that actually could make it this time around. And I believe Jay was there as well for the buffet. Hopefully, not a dick when you're there. Please don't. Like one of the guys said, hey, don't overdo it, and you may say something you shouldn't say. So just be mindful of all this. Be on your best behavior. And if you're the person that's getting married, hopefully it lasts forever, and you found the person that you could take your forever step with.
So, my Fuji life, I've been married more than once, and it's only been once. So, when my wife and I initially got married, it was very small. I had it at her church. And then the following year, we had like a renewal of vows. So that's why everybody keeps saying that's our second wedding. That's where people who did not live in the state were able to travel to, and all that mumbo jumbo. So, that's the explanation for that. And I do remember Mafuchi giving the best man speech, and initially he said it was going to be, I think he said 10 minutes or something like that, and I thought he was joking. And then he went on for a while, so he was not lying. I didn't know that to be true at the moment, so that's where the narcissism, I am like, should have thought about that then, but that makes a lot of sense now. So there you go. But as far as people hooking up and trying to give a bridesmaids or whatever at the weddings, I'm not about that life. It's just stuff I see on TV in movies. So I don't understand why they do that, because women are a little different when it comes to weddings. And men, if you are single, people I know they try to do, and it's like a hunting ground. So it's what was it like Wedding Crashers, right? So you're acting like you know these people, and then going to try to try to hook up with females. But like I said, not about that life, so I really don't pay attention to that at all. Open bar, I understand people who are either flying in. If they're in the wedding party, got to pay for a suit or a dress or whatever. So people who do like to drink, I understand where you want to have an open bar where you're not paying for extra stuff and getting a gift. So I understand it, but I don't drink, so you'll be disappointed if you're coming to anything at my event because I'm not going to have any alcohol there. So there you go. I am not a dancer, so I'm the type of person, I'm going to sit, give me some food, let me hear some good music. I'm not dancing. I told my wife, if you want to dance, let's practice in private before we go in public. I'm not about that scam with a dance with older ladies or young kids just to get a woman. That's just ridiculous. It's like, you ain't got nothing else to do, just be yourself. If you see someone you're attracted to, don't speak. Yes. I like to base it on the couple. So if it's a new couple who kind of just starting out, either getting a house or moving into their first apartment together, they don't have much, just ask them, what is it that you guys need? Is it money? Is it appliances? Is it something that we can give you? Not just give them something you think that they need. I'm like, no, don't let me waste my money. What exactly that you need? And I'll give you that. I remember when we got married, I don't know what was on the registry. I probably asked my wife about that, but yeah, whatever we got, we used, because we went from a studio apartment and then maybe eight months later, maybe into a house. So yeah, we had stuff that we asked for and we got. So thank you for the people who actually got us the stuff that we need and asked for.